Hey, what is up, spiritual hooligan? Negativity. How come being positive isn't enough? I mean, why does negativity plague us, even if we're really working on being positive? Most people try to fix their negativity by being more positive, and unfortunately, it doesn't work. And you've tried, right? It's like slathering frosting over a mud pie. It's like the rose garden planted on top of the sewer. It just doesn't work. So today, I want to expose you to some enlightened perspectives that make negativity obsolete. And that way, you can return to your state of peace and ease and flow. My name is Matthew Ferry, and I'm bringing you your daily enlightenment. It's your moment to pause, to slow down, to get connected to enlightened perspectives. Today, we're going to quiet your mind and we're going to restore your peace. So why does negativity still distract us even though we're dedicated to being positive people? How come being a positive person isn't enough? And I know that you've tried it. I know you've tried being more and more positive, and yet it doesn't seem to work at getting the negativity to stop. Here's why. Positivity is the natural expression of an enlightened perspective, whereas negativity is the natural expression of a survival perspective. So when your perspective on life is that all is well, that's an enlightened perspective, you naturally breathe deep, you take in the world, you feel appreciation, you feel optimism. So let's together start to shift your context right now and get you back to your happy place. We're going to start basic. We're just going to go step by step, deeper and deeper into enlightened perspectives until poof, all of a sudden your negativity is gone. So we'll start basic. There is survival consciousness and there is enlightened consciousness. They're both valid. Survival consciousness is the current stock operating system for human beings. It's optimized to extend your life, to seek out comfort, to avoid harm. All of this is good news. That's a really amazing system that you have inherited. But that system isn't enough for you. Something's up with you. You're not like everybody else. You can't deal with the status quo. The status quo is not enough. You're the next evolution of human beings, which is an expression of this amazing world that our ancestors have created for us, okay? Because we're safe. We have food. We're able to be comfortable and avoid harm. It's literally built into the external circumstances that you and I were born into. Now, I understand not everybody, not everyone, I get it, okay? But if you're watching or listening to the Daily Enlightenment, it's definitely you. You're not in a survival situation if you're seeking out enlightenment. Those two things don't go together. Sorry. And I know that you still have survival consciousness. I know this. And this is your job. This is what's happening. You're shedding the old survival consciousness, which is not relevant to your situation. So I just want to say it one more time. You are the next iteration of human beings. We're safe. We got the food. We got the comfort. We can avoid the harm. It's built into our environment. You're seeking enlightenment. You're driven to seek enlightened states. And those are states of being optimized for the inner qualities. The inner qualities of happiness and peace and joy and satisfaction. That's different. There are people who are just driven to optimize the outer experience of the world, and we applaud them and we appreciate them and we are standing on their shoulders and we are benefiting from that aspect of consciousness. It's just probably not you. You are driven to optimize on the inside. So enlightened consciousness and survival consciousness, they're both appropriate, they're both valuable, they're both needed, they're both perfect. So let's take a deep breath in together right now. Hold your breath, and I just want you to close your eyes if you can. Don't worry about it if you can't. I just want you to embrace the value of survival consciousness. Together, let's send our gratitude to our ancestors for creating such a safe place. I mean, it's so damn safe where you are that if you wanted to kill yourself, they wouldn't let you. They'd like figure out how to not let you kill yourself. I have a client right now whose daughter is trying to kill herself over and over and over and over. And they keep interfering and not letting her kill herself. And she keeps trying to take herself out over and over. Even if you wanted to kill yourself, you couldn't kill yourself. That's how safe you are. Do you get it? That's how safe you are. Now you are the new iteration of human being. This next evolution is coming through. And if you're connected to survival consciousness, you, not everybody, you, if you're connected to survival consciousness, you'll experience that negativity. You'll get a signal from your body that something isn't right. And you know the feeling, right? Because it's angst and frustration and doubt and uncertainty, anger and worry, negative feelings. But you are drawn to transcend these survival-based urges and feelings, aren't you? Aren't you like pulled into this? So let's contrast that to enlightened consciousness. Now, enlightenment is the recognition that the source of life for you is the source of life for everyone and everything. That we are all one thing expressing itself with infinite variety. This message, these words, the sound, the visuals, this body, the device that you are watching or listening on, the listening itself, the pressure waves, we're all one thing. There is a background field of energy and information. We are all one thing. And at the most fundamental level, enlightenment is the perspective that all is well. If you are connected with enlightened consciousness, you know that all is well. And when you know that all is well, you feel peace. You feel flow. You feel certainty. So let's take it a step deeper. Next step, I recommend that you set your intention for enlightened consciousness to flow through on a regular basis, every day, 5 times a day, 10 times a day, whatever it takes. I've said it so many times, it's ridiculous how many times I've said it, and it has really ingrained it into my soul in such a way that I now am the intention. Repeat after me. Please set the intention for enlightened consciousness to flow through. To experience the purity of my own consciousness. To know that all is well. To embrace life, people, and circumstances exactly as they are. Please set the intention to release my need for things to be different. To know and to trust that all is well. Now connect with this idea. Take another deep breath in with me. Hold your breath. Connect with the feeling of all is well. Feel that in your body. Feel yourself. You are the quantum field of energy and information, self-organizing into greater states of complexity. The energy and information that you are has incarnated over and over and over and over as a human being, iterating, shifting, changing, optimizing. Right now we see it as our genes, but we are also becoming aware in the scientific community that there's more than the genes. There's consciousness itself, that the genes without the consciousness don't exist. When you add the consciousness in, they shift the genes. So there's this whole dynamic at play that we're trying so diligently to figure out in the scientific community, but you and I don't need that. We know. Being a human is not new for you. You are a recycled piece of information, and you keep growing and learning. And there's a part of this self-organizing equation that is optimized for happiness and peace. And that is you, and that is me, and that is all the spiritual hooligans that we know. From a quantum perspective, it is irrational for you to think of yourself as separate. It's irrational. From a quantum perspective, it's irrational to think of yourself as finite. You are infinite. So check in with your feelings now. How are you feeling? Let's take it a step deeper, step by step by step. We're going deeply into our negativity release. Let's go a step deeper. Negativity is the resistance that you have to how life actually is. There is no negativity in the world. That's just your opinion. That's just your label. Something happens, you resist it. Then you blame the thing that you resist, saying that thing made me feel negative. But that's illogical. That happened. The energy and information came into your senses. You correlated the energy and information that you received. You labeled it as something that was bad or wrong or whatever, and then you resisted it, then you blamed it. In other words, you took yourself out of the equation. You're no longer responsible for your experience. This is irrational. Your opinion is the source of your negativity. Your resistance to what life is creates your suffering, nothing else. It's all you. It's always you. It's never them. It's not what is happening in the world. What is happening in the world is energy and information perceived through your senses, and you are defining that information. You get to decide. If you resist, then you're disrupted. Survival consciousness is activated, and you feel negativity. If you resist, you activate survival consciousness in yourself. It's built into you. It's part of your system software. But if you don't resist, you don't get disrupted. You stay open. And resistance is a signal. Being disrupted is a signal. When you are disrupted, you know that you've activated survival consciousness. Your system literally sends you this message. Hey, you're resisting something. Isn't that amazing? You're getting the signal. You're resisting something. Let go of your resistance. Negative feelings are just a signal that you are resisting something. Negative feelings are not a signal that something is wrong in the world. Negativity is a signal that something is going on with you. It's a signal that you are defining something as a threat or a downside or a loss or something like that, right? But all of that is just a made-up story. If you're going to make things up, you might as well make things up that feel good. You might as well make things up that empower you. Take a deep breath in with me again right now. Hold your breath. Connect with this idea. There is nothing actually wrong in the world or in your life. That is just your perspective. All is well. Just admit it. Be honest with yourself. It's only negative because you resist it and you declare it so. It's only wrong because you've taken an arbitrary position. You've made up a position. You've said, this is the way it is, like you're the God, like you know, like you're the ruler of the universe. Come on. You've taken a stand against something. Today, let's go deeper. Set your intention to release your negativity and to know all is well. Just say it, please. Set the intention to release negativity and to know all is well. Set your intention to release negativity and to know that all is well. Today, just be honest. It's not actually negative. It's just a story you're telling yourself. Now, is there an unwanted consequence? There might be. Is there some unwanted effect? There might be that too. But that's just preference. Even so, you don't know what the future holds. You're not psychic. You don't know how the unwanted consequences or the unwanted effects are going to actually transform your life. You know, the Dalai Lama said it this way: sometimes the wrong train takes us to the right station. Stop resisting. I say it like this: the breakdown is the beginning of the breakthrough. You are on the creative side of life. You are committed to experiencing enlightened perspectives. You can't help it. It's just who you are. Therefore, it should be expected that on the other side of anything that disrupts you is peace. That's what you are. The breakdown and the negativity are simply the beginning stages of disrupting the status quo to jostle it up, to reorganize it into a place of peace and flow and joy. That's you. Destruction and creation are the same things. Destruction is just transformation. Transformation is just creation. Creation is destructive. The life you are dreaming of is coming through. Happiness and peace and flow, they are happening. And the faster you accept everything in your life, the faster you experience all is well, the faster the transformation comes, the faster you achieve your intention of a negative-free life, peace and flow. So I just want you to repeat this to yourself over and over and over as your final step in the process. Negativity is the resistance I have to the story I'm telling myself about the situation. Negativity is the resistance that I have to the story I'm telling myself about the situation. So that's my question for you today. What is the new story that you're going to tell yourself? Will you take a negative situation and tell me a new story? Put it down in the comments. My name is Matthew Ferry, author of Quiet Mind, Epic Life. Will you take a moment and like this, like the podcast, like the YouTube, like whatever it is that you're watching on? Share this as well. Share this with other spiritual hooligans, please. And please leave me a comment. That's the stuff that tells YouTube, hey, this is good stuff. People are liking this. We should serve this up more, all right? So it helps you, it helps me, it helps the world. Everybody gets supported because you are saying, I vote for this with your action. Now, you might consider subscribing to my channel because I put out something new every single day. Also, consider joining us in the Spiritual Hooligans Facebook group. There's a bunch of us over there, over in Facebook, and we are rambunctious spiritual hooligans taking on all kinds of stuff like this. I'll put the link down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this daily enlightenment.